Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, where I talk about all things anime and manga. Today, I'm going to analyze the ending of One Piece, one of the most popular and longest-running series of all time. I'm going to explore the themes, symbolism, and messages of the final chapter, and how they relate to the overall story and its characters. If you haven't read or watched One Piece yet, be warned that this video will contain major spoilers. So, without further ado, let's get started. The final chapter of One Piece reveals the true nature of the One Piece treasure, the history of the world, and the fate of Luffy and his crew. The One Piece is not a physical object, but a message from Roger and his crew, who reached the end of the world. Before continue, I request you to subscribe our channel and press on the bell icon button for new videos notifications on time, known as Raftel 22 years ago. The message is a declaration of war against the world government, a tyrannical organization that rules over most of the world and hides the truth about the past. The kingdom was allied with various races and tribes, such as fishmen, giants, minks, dwarves, and others. However, the kingdom was destroyed by a coalition of 20 kingdoms that formed the world government. The world government erased any traces of the ancient kingdom and its allies from history, and imposed a harsh system of oppression and discrimination on the world. The only remnants of the ancient kingdom are the poneglyphs, stone tablets that contain its history and secrets, written in an ancient language that only a few can decipher. Luffy decides to follow Roger's will and declares war on the world government. He sends a message to all his allies and friends around the world, asking them to join him in the final battle. He also reveals his true name, Monkey D. Luffy D, which stands for Dawn. He is one of the carriers of the D, a mysterious initial that is inherited by some people who have a strong will and destiny. The D is also related to the ancient kingdom and its prophecy. The red line collapses into the sea, creating a huge wave that sweeps across the world. The wave destroys many islands and structures that belong to or are controlled by the world government. However, it also frees many people who were oppressed or enslaved by the world government, such as the fishmen who can now live on the surface. The wave also creates the All Blue, a new sea that contains all kinds of fish and marine life from the four seas. Sanjay is overjoyed to see his dream come true. Luffy and his crew survive the wave and celebrate their victory. They are hailed as heroes by the people of the world, who thank them for liberating them from the world government's tyranny. Luffy is recognized as the new king of pirates by his allies and friends, who also declare themselves as his subordinates. Luffy's bounty reaches an astronomical amount, 10 billion berries. The epilogue shows what happens to Luffy and his crew after the final battle. Luffy returns to his hometown, Fuchsia Village, where he reunites with his foster grandfather, Monkey D. Garp, a former Marine Vice Admiral, his foster brother, Sabo, the Chief of Staff of the Revolutionary Army, and his childhood friend, Makino, who has a son named Ace, after Luffy's deceased brother. Luffy gives his straw hat, his most precious possession, to Ace and tells him to follow his dreams. Zoro becomes the world's greatest swordsman after defeating Dracula Hawk, the former title holder. He also returns one of his swords, Wado Ichimonji, to Queena's grave. Quina was Zoro's childhood friend and rival who died in an accident. Zoro inherited her sword and her dream of becoming the best swordsman. Nami completes her map of the world, which is praised as a masterpiece by many cartographers and scholars. She also reunites with her adoptive mother, Belle-Mère, who was resurrected by the power of the Op no May, a devil fruit that can grant eternal youth or bring someone back to life at the cost of the user's life. The user was Trafalgar Law, a pirate and a friend of Luffy, who sacrificed himself to save Belle-Mère as a favor to Nami. Robin becomes the world's greatest archaeologist and historian, who reveals the true history of the world to the public. She also reunites with her mother, Nico Olvia, who was also resurrected by Law's power. Robin and Olvia join forces with other scholars and researchers to restore and preserve the ancient civilization's heritage. The final scene shows Luffy standing on top of Raftel with his crew behind him. He holds up Roger's message in one hand and smiles widely. He says, "This is it. This is One Piece, the greatest treasure in the world. The treasure that belongs to everyone. The treasure that is freedom." The screen fades to black as Luffy's voice echoes. Thank you for watching my video.